Maybe just like meditate.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that we get a couple of these silent ones as well. You could drag the chair from the living room out here so you could have a good meditation position.
I asked if he was an average anthro, like average.
Yeah.
And I got the song Celebration, which is like the ultimate yes song.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. A mosquito bit me. That was fairly quick. Can you pass me the little stick from there? Thank you. Feels like the pipe is a little clogged. Filled it too full, I can't shake it properly. Found a stick of cannabis, one of those stems, and I'm gonna smoke this one as well.
Are you like with Scald where you can just focus on her and it's like rejuvenating?
Yeah.
That's like me and him.
That's good. Very nice background conversations, people shouting, "I love you" in the background. It's very nice.
I'm looking at some of their blood, and it's like deeper than ruby red. It's between ruby and maroon.
Nice. Neon red.
It wasn't really glowing. It was kind of dark, but
Okay. Dark red. Nice. Had a nice talk with the shop clerk from whom we bought the energy drinks and such.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I was complaining that they post their prices without the taxes, and that it feels like cheating kind of when they add the taxes, that you always end up paying more, and that is really weird. But it was a very good conversation. It wasn't like a hostile one, and I was like, in Finland the money is so colorful like the Canadian play money. You always see which bill you need without looking deep. All the money is green over here. You know, it was very funny.
did you see those pictures of where the Canadian fivers they draw Spock on them?
No.
They keep drawing Spock on over the president or whatever.
Yeah.
And the government's like, stop doing that.
Spock money. That's funny. Very nice.
Just look up Spock fiver or something like that, and you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's like the American bills. People stamp "I grew hemp" on the Washington dollar bills.
Yeah. So you like this shirt, right?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, dragon. I asked the clerk at the Whataburger why she kept like drawing on the money.
Keep what?
She kept drawing on the money. She used like a pencil to draw like a
Yeah.
line on the money, and she said it's to check that it's real.
Yeah.
And that the color disappears, but like real money has a different color and such.
Yeah.
I was like, weird. You draw on the money. In Finland, we're very like, no, don't draw on my money. Don't mess up my moolah. The last flight I did was like 9 pages long.
No, 13.
Really? That
Yeah.
long? Weird. It was a long thread. Sad I didn't get the masters on it, but that's okay.
My Anthromate thread may eventually get longer than that.
Yeah, there are a few that'll probably get longer, like the funny pictures and videos thread. You want me to change your title from Global Moderator to Anthro Shaman?
No, I think there's a title below that, isn't there?
I don't know, I have no idea.
When you add a title, I think it appears, because yours, I think, says administrator and then it says captain.
I have no idea. I have literally no idea. But you said something about the title not being changeable by moderator.
Yeah.
And I can change it to Anthro Shaman if you want.
Yeah, you can do that if you want. I don't feel like a shaman, but I feel like I'm trying to connect with the Anthro Shaman.
You're definitely kind of an Anthro Shaman. You're getting there. I could put something like Anthro Butt Sniffer on there. Sniffer of Anthro Butts.
Since I've been with him, I haven't even thought about other anthros. I haven't really looked at other ones. But
Nice.
at least not in sexual ways. I've seen the anthro on my Facebook,
Yeah.
other ones, and
But you haven't looked for them, but you haven't actively blocked them out either. You're getting there though. You're becoming like, perhaps faithful is the word I'd use.
yeah.
Khalid was angry at Michael for saying that we should attack Michael instead of Khalid. Like in my military videos when I most often attack Khalid instead of Michael. And I kept explaining to Michael that I don't feel comfortable working with his energies. I just don't feel comfortable going there. Khalid is much better for me. And I looked for the word Khalid online, and it was a really famous black musician that had like 200 million views on his video. And most of the words were gibberish, but there were like parts where he clearly spoke, and it was like mostly gibberish, so you don't start picking up like too much information. And it was very like angelic, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I was very positively surprised by it. I wonder if I should play the violin. I have a strong desire for the instrument.
That's the Lindsey Sterling in your field.
I've had it for a long time. Vanessa May was the first violinist that I really looked up to and saw her as very good, and I've listened to violin before that, and she was very good. She only has like 100,000 views on her videos, but she's very good.
What angel or being can I call upon to help me defend myself a little bit better?
I would probably go with Khalid. You could also, nice response with the yeah from over there. That or Eli or perhaps Navalis. But I would possibly go with Khalid. That's probably a good choice.
He's not the war god, is he?
No, he is the god of the sword in the Islamic world, while Michael is the god of angel of war.
Oh, okay.
Khalid is the angel of sword and the angel of Islam. It's very clearly mentioned in the In Nomine material that Khalid is one of the few archangels that's Muslim. And Muslims seem very determined to teach Christians to defend themselves well. They don't want to fail in that responsibility. Khalid could be good for you. You know, it could get you connected with the other races and species on our planet very well, while Michael would probably clear you better, but it wouldn't perhaps teach you as much about defending yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would be very good at clearing your field. But Khalid is always lovingly leaving a door for the angel to ascend to heaven instead of going. You have to the demon ascend to heaven instead of going nuclear on them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Khalid has a very distinct energy of doing that, and he's liked in the angel world fairly well. Well, Michael Jackson's, a lot of his songs, because I still consider Jackson to be the archangel.
Yeah.
A lot of his songs are they don't really care about us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hostile in a way, you could even say. And Khalid's song was very loving and very open, and I liked it. He wants to get out really bad.
He pines.
Yeah. Pines for the out of door. Yeah, I would possibly recommend Khalid for you. He seems capable. There's probably, if I really go through the Archangel file, there's probably a better one for you, but let's start with Khalid at least. You inviting him into your field?
No. Well, I did a little bit, but I'm more trying to just cuddle.
Okay.
Trying to rejuvenate myself, because I feel kind of weak.
Yeah. You had a huge fight, so I'm not surprised. You want to try to call into your field, and I can say if I see anything weird happening.
It feels really hot, like fire.
Yeah. Have you seen the Transformers movie with those robots that look like balls of different blades spinning at you?
Oh yeah.
I saw that spinning in my direction quite clearly from your field, with a clear thought of all the things that I've done wrong towards you. It felt like a push from an angel, you know.
Oh.
It felt like he'll probably connect you better, well, with your desire to defend yourself. He'll probably do well with that. Khalid is a very hot energy as well. I will completely agree with that. He feels like the Arabic black man who's easy to anger, but is actually loving at heart and doesn't go hysterical on his anger.
Yeah.
You know, he felt like that to me. He's a very burning hot energy. Was it uncomfortable?
It wasn't uncomfortable, it was just unusual.
Okay.
I need water. This anthro feels very dry.
Very thirsty.
Yeah.
Very thirsty. Can you bring me the energy drink on the kitchen table?
Yeah.
still cold.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's cold. So yeah, Khalid feels like a good defensive spirit for you. You also had your water bottle down there. You could have picked that up.
Where?
On that side, somewhere on the.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
It's empty almost. That's yours, isn't it?
That's mine actually. Sorry. Kept forgetting stuff here.
He's uncomfortably hot. It's like I'm next to a star or something.
It's very hot. He seems like the fires of heaven in a justified way. He seems very hot. Like transformative heat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be that he's not a positive spirit, but I do sense like strongly that he's a positive spirit.
It doesn't feel like a heavy or dark energy.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh man, it's under your chair on the back.
Okay. There it is. How do I get it out from there?
You're gonna have to move your chair probably.
To have Jedi powers, you know what I mean? My kingdom for Jedi powers. A Jedi, my kingdom for a Jedi.
What?
This is really bothersome. There we go. Valley 2. No IFF tone back. I'm gonna break the stick into small pieces on this thing and smoke it.
Why are you smoking the stick?
Because the stick also has CBD in it. Not much though, but one makes do with what one has. Smells like eucalyptus.
Is it a stick from the package?
Yeah, from the CBD package.
Oh, I thought it was one that sticks off the ground.
No, it's from the CBD package. I put it in the large cardboard box there where we store our stuff. Yes, got a mosquito from the air. It was bothering me. No bloodsuckers for me. No mosquito on the leg. No. Or I'll smash you too. So did you like Khalid?
There's a mosquito on your forehead.
So did you like Khalid's energies?
It was really hot. I couldn't hang on to it for very long. But I felt not a shield, but something go up over my heart, kind of where I didn't feel resistance or whatever, I didn't feel whatever, not negativity, but
Loneliness?
animosity or something, that kind of thing. I didn't feel that so much. It felt like it was kind of it was like a buffer to that.
Yeah. Khalid seems to be like that, you know?
A buffer to...
Yeah, a buffer to your negative emotions. A lot of the fights I do with Khalid in them, he like consistently broadcasts that it's a simulation instead of a real fight.
Oh.
While Michael goes with it's a real fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Khalid puts up a field of it being a simulation. You want to connect with him again later?
I can.
Yeah. It might be good for you. Now I have smoked all the tobacco and all the weed, I will make another batch. Because I feel like being out here for a while. Now there's a mosquito bite on my forehead.
Remember when I was nervous asking how does he like anthrobutt, or how does he think about me liking anthrobuts, and he shook his butt. He does that kind of more now.
Nice.
He likes to dance too. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we need to bring the trash back from the curb.
Yeah, they can. We won't really need it until just before Wednesday, before it has to be dropped off again.
Okay. I would still probably do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I don't like to postpone hygiene related tasks that can be done quickly. I'm trying to adapt to not having to take a shower every time I feel dirty, you know what I mean? So that every time I feel dirty, I don't immediately go like, shower, you know what I mean?
Oh.
That I'm trying to adjust to just like being dirty, you know what I mean? That I don't feel such a anal retentive attitude towards always being hygienic, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm trying to adjust to that. that it's sometimes good and even appropriate to smell. I feel like you connecting with Khalid definitely cleared out the situation in the place in many ways.
In the place, what?
In our interactions with the three of us here.
Oh, yeah.
Khalid definitely cleared up that for like a large part, you know what I mean? I feel interaction had like a wave of clearing.
Yeah.
It didn't even clear out most of it, but it was very quick and efficient. I had an encounter with whom I would call Keiichi, but is probably Khalid as well. It seems like they're the same entity in many ways. Where I was watching Star Wars Rogue One, I think, and the guy put his hand in a backpack, and when I was like really critical of him like handling the situation in the movie badly, and he put his hand in a backpack and started to pull it out, and there was this Transformers like I explained with the turning blades that looks like a blade spinning towards you, was the entire bag in his hand turned into that, like he was pulling out like a real weapon, and I was like, whoa, you know?
Who did that?
Khalid.
Oh.
He just wanted to go like, do you really want me to make this wheel so you can help us? He was like, do you want me to make this wheel so you can help us and not just like insult us, you know what I mean? He was very strong in that energy. It wasn't like a condemnation. He was like clearly inviting me over and going like, if you want, we can make this wheel, brother. You know what I mean? That was like his influence. It was very strong. It was like very strong.
Since our little incident, he hasn't showed me his Joker face. I haven't seen his crazy face. He's been cute and...
Okay. He definitely seems remorseful. He's getting over that, but he feels remorseful, you know?
Yeah.
And he seems like he's adjusting his actions a little, at least. I still feel like you were a girl invited to a frat house and taken advantage of, but if you really feel it was consensual, then I will, like, hold my peace, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's aggressive sex doesn't necessarily mean it's bad sex.
It wasn't aggressive, it was slow and methodical. But it was just a slow domination.
And in the grand scheme of things, learning what domination feels like in sexual terms will be very helpful for you, I sense.
Yeah.
That you can learn what it feels like to be dominated and be the dominating one. You can distance from a lot of people that are harmful to you.
Yeah.
In a way, I owe an apology to your anthro. I will apologize for overreacting. Overreacting. Acting from your ovaries.
I get that he weighs 180 pounds about, so he's like lighter than me.
Yeah.
But he's still heavy if I try to pick him up.
Yeah, and he's very muscular.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get that sense that he's very muscular. Not like buff, but definitely muscular.
Yeah, okay.
How do you sense him? Do you sense him as being plump?
No.
Okay, I sense him as
kind of thin.
Yeah, I sense him as having a lot of like muscle mass.
I need to show you my fursona. Instead of persona, when you're a furry, you have a fursona, which is like an anthro that represents you. Yeah. He looks to me kind of like more like my fursona than it's a blue wolf kind of. He looks more like my fursona.
Okay.
But maybe a little different. That'd be something if I met my fursona.
It would feel like a very weird mirror. The dogs are barking at the other dogs.
Yeah.
They got out through the backyard. Loki seems to be inside.
Yeah. Which god or goddess or angel can make intimacy even more fulfilling?
I can pick up a one for you from the nominee material.
Okay.
I can try to look one.
Like make cuddling like even better. And
there are angels for that very specific purpose. Lacking one name now, I would go for Novelist, because she's like a hippie lady in an overcoat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's still flowers instead of like intimacy. But there's probably an innominate angel of intimacy or sexuality or love or something like that. There's probably one of those, and you could try to connect with it.
Nautilus?
Novelist.
Novelist.
Yeah.
I feel her in my throat chakra.
She's Lady of Flowers.
Oh.
She's very like a hippie girl, like a hippie woman. She's very respectable, like elderly. She's a good one.
Yeah.
I also feel her in my throat, like she's making my head stand straight, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like she's clearing the throat area, and she always feels very purifying presence. She's very good. Do you want to connect with Novelist?
I did. That's why I felt her in my throat.
Yeah.
But it's very light around here.
Yeah.
She's very
she has a light touch, definitely.
yeah, it's very light. But I don't feel her like in the heart or whatever.
Yeah. She is very reluctant to connect to the heart, it feels like, with humans. She's about plants, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I asked them to connect me with one of their angels that's like what I'm looking for, and that's like...
Did you feel like that?
What?
Did you feel like that, or did they feel like that?
I did.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
I can understand how it might feel very good to have another civilization's god send you loving energy, or one of their gods. Feels like the lust of Slaanesh, you know what I mean?
Tamed lust.
Yeah.
That sounds like a drink or something. No, this is not lustful. There's no sexual to this feeling.
Yeah. At most an undercurrent.
It's almost like when you give a kid a gift, but it's not that exciting. It's more mellow.
Uh-huh.
It's like a mellow Christmas excitement.
Okay.
But it's mellow, yeah.
Very nice.
I like that. I don't like the sharp excitement. You know, I like mellow.
Yeah. You're definitely getting good with your sensing. You're definitely getting good with it.
And this is a strong heart.
Uh-huh.
It's also hot too.
Khalid is very impressed with the energies you're connecting to. Like, I'm aiming for that in a way, you know what I mean? That kind of impressed.
This is their cuddle god.
Nice. Nice.
The oxytocin god of oxytocin.
Yeah.
Have you ever picked a phrase you just want to experience and you said, connect me to the da-da-da god?
Haven't done that. Haven't done that with an alien communication, asking them to bring me to one of their loving gods. Haven't had that happen.
The fly keeps buzzing or landing on my leg. It keeps bothering me.
Yeah. There's also a few mosquitoes on you. Ah. There was a mosquito on the opposite side that itched. Another side started itching. There was a mosquito walking on the other side just about to sting. I was warned in advance. When a mosquito landed on me after talking with Khalid in spirit, the mosquito felt very warm. You know, that was weird.
Have you ever connected to an ice cold god that felt like chili? Or being?
Cheens is like that. He feels very cold. I once meditated so hard that my hands started steaming in a hot room. I was in a hot room and steam started rising from my hands. I once meditated that deeply. It's very interesting. Those flies and mosquitoes are really on you and me. Did I tell you I was once offered a cannabis prescription, but I turned it down?
No.
It was probably the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. 3 nurses, when I complained that my legs were bleeding because I was walking outside so much, and I called an ambulance and they took me to the health center. 3 nurses said that they can actually write a prescription for me now, and if I want 10 grams a week, I'll get it. I turned it down. I was like, I can get it on the street and I still want to try, you know what I mean? I was just stupid.
It would have been free?
It would have been free.
Yeah.
I was just stupid.
Is that more than you smoke though?
That's on the ballpark of the century that I smoke. I was like, unfucking believable. How could I have been so stupid? just told the black guys it, and they were ready to like curse me. I was that stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody voluntarily turns down a cannabis prescription when they're hooked on cannabis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, it's probably one of the stupidest things I did in my entire life. I almost want to get on the computer just to feel Khalid's energies. I feel like I want to make Khalid and Michael fight each other in the cage. I feel like I want to do that.
How do you know which one to pick for whoever and whoever?
I just get a hunch.
Oh.
It's basically all my like preconceived notions of what the person looks like, and then they look kind of like that. Did you watch the one where that I linked, where you and my spirit guide were?
I was like, those guys are hot.
Yeah. I was like, the youngest couple I ever see fight. Both were like 18, and I was like, huh. Like every single other fight that I've ever done, like with this, is adults, and then I just write cage fight and start rolling and see that watched with the red bar in there.
Yeah.
And then the first one that's not watched is those two kids, and I'm like, come on. But it was clearly like in the age that you're most afraid of, you know what I mean? It was clearly in that age, like the school fight era, you know what I mean? It was clearly in that age. It was really hard to get them to fight, but your guy clearly won. It was clear when I watched it that he won. He kept throwing the other person, even though he got kicked in the head. He kept like bear throwing the other person and climbing on top of him, and was really good in the ground game. He won quite clearly. The other guy was very arrogant. It was not pleasant. A lot of Hornet pilots are like that, but not all of them.
A chaos god would kill an archangel, wouldn't it?
Most likely. But the group of archangels could theoretically fairly easily kill a chaos god. Because the opposite of archangel is demon prince, demon prince.
Yeah.
And chaos gods create demon princes as a reward for good service for humans. And then after demon prince is greater demon, and then is the god.
Oh.
So if you put like a Sephiroth against a chaos god, it would lose, but it would probably defeat the greater demon. And if you put like a couple of Sephiroths and a couple of lower archangels and a group of angels together, they would probably defeat the chaos god.
Did you see that South Park where he was in heaven and he had to control a battle? And he's like, this is bigger than the Lord of the Rings battle.
I haven't seen that.
There was the battle in heaven with angels and stuff.
Yeah.
He was controlling it with game
Which
control.
one of the characters was it?
Kenny.
Kenny?
Yeah.
I was feeling Cartman. I could see Cartman doing that. I haven't watched a lot of South Park, which I kind of still regret. It like seemed like a good show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen the one where they have Demon Bear Pig versus Satan.
Man Bear Pig?
Man Bear Pig versus Satan, and he completely ruins Satan, and I'm like, nice! A demon summoned by the old people. The first place they hide is school, and the first place the police go to search is school. That was funny. I was summoning a Khalid, and immediately that red butterfly landed on the window, very close to us. The first time they've landed that close to us. Summoning Khalid, and it immediately appeared.
Should I summon the cuddle god and see what happens?
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't know how to summon a god, but just ask for them.
Uh-huh.
Just ask for them, or
ask for them. It's that powerful. I sensed a pressure in a band around my forehead, and then it disappeared very quickly into like a pink golden light that started to lift from the top of my head. I felt some kind of connection with some kind of spirit entity.
I brought in, when I'm cuddling with him, I brought in the cuddle god and kind of merged our energies, and it felt like we were inside each other, and it was really hard. I could feel his hard, firm body.
Uh-huh.
So it's a hard, firm cuddle.
Yeah, sounds very nice. Cuddle god.
The cuddle god is kind of more compressive, and the anthro feels more expansive.
Yeah. Different phases of the soul life cycle.
You gave Loki the French fries?
No, not yet. We also need to feed him eventually.
Yeah. It's almost about that time.
And change the water if it's run out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start giving Loki half a dropper of the thing. I'm not gonna give him more.
If something feels denser, does that mean their field is more compacted?
Usually. It usually denotes a later point in the life cycle. Being a healthy muscular look is usually a sign of being fairly late or healthy in the life cycle. And the earlier it is, the more gangly and open it becomes. It's usually the way it works. I could also sit with the laptop in the other chair instead of going to Room's computer.
Yeah, but there's no table to put it on.
Yeah, I could have it on my lap and clean out the corner of the table.
You're not really like a romantic person singing love songs to Scold, are you?
I am fairly romantic, but I'm singing love songs to her. In many of the flights, I'm like switching back and forth between various songs, and there's a few that the current Scold that I consider Scold, Maisie Williams, did, and I'm listening to her songs, and it's a very lovey-dovey song. It's very nice.
Yeah. Do you think 280 songs is enough to do a good flight?
Yep. You could possibly do with a tiny bit bigger list, but that's probably enough.
I'd have to find. Well, yeah, I can go through because that's just the songs that I have through Amazon Unlimited that I don't actually own. You know.
Yeah. Are they on your computer?
Yeah, they're on Amazon Music. Yeah.
Or are they buffered from online? Because
They're streamed.
Okay, because you could get Winamp and add all the audio files in your computer to one playlist.
Oh, I have one playlist on Amazon Music. I uploaded all my music.
Yeah, but it doesn't include the audio files from all the games. And if you add all those, you'll get many speech samples and such. And occasionally, instead of music, you'll hear them speak to you.
Oh.
And that works very well. But if you can't download your songs to your computer as well, it's going to be a little difficult. You want a sip of energy drink?
Nah.
Felt like I should offer.
Our heart chakras are trying to touch, but there's a lot of resistance keeping the chakras from touching and feeling.
I can sense that. I didn't find one more joints when I looked at the cupboard. I didn't find one more of them, but I found the half-burnt one.
Oh, okay.
Thought I should knock every last bit out of this joint. It's now at least very empty.
Once you invite a being into your field, it's kind of hard to disconnect from that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's very hard. Sometimes you require very good help with it.
Sometimes this energy stuff, I hate it in some ways because you think of something like the word Satan flashes in your mind, and then you feel a stabbing feeling in your heart.
I know. That's really annoying. You just have to understand that there's like poo coming out of you, you know what I mean, on every level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the poo stuff talking, you know what I mean? Just have to understand that. They're all up in your poo.
I asked to feel how he's feeling right now, and I get this sense of him being in deep thought right now. That it's hard to describe, but that's kind of how I feel, like he's in a deep thought. I can't remember the word, what it's called when you're thinking deeply.
Reflecting, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just want to strip naked and run down the street. You know what I mean?
I've done that, thinking I was turning into an anthro before.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. Must have been some wrestling match for the police to get you down.
No, my grandma came out and gave me clothes.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Nice. She's still in this world?
Nah.
No. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. I've never been really close to any of my family members.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the word is pensive. Have you heard that?
Oh,
pensive is what?
I have heard that.
Pensive is deep thought. That's how he feels.
This hemp lucid is as good as the hemp and it doesn't burn as much.
That's 1,500 milligrams per bottle, of CBD. So it's it's the strongest they have.
Yeah.
That's why it's $170 a bottle.
Insanely expensive.
It lasts longer though than the flower, doesn't it?
This is gonna last me a shorter time than a $90 bag of the flower. But it's still meant to be vaped instead of smoked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For a vapor, it would last for a very long time.
People like mindless games like Candy Crush Saga.
Yeah. People like that. mosquito. Got it. Wondering what like that black thing on my wound was. I recognized that I had like a scratch there, but didn't know what the black thing was. And recognized it as a mosquito.
If you get the money, are you going to build your UFO craft in Finland or in the U.S.?
Finland.
They have the technology over there?
Yeah, we have a very good shipping industry. It's one of our main export products. We make a lot of ships. And the field is perhaps easier to navigate in Finland than in the US.
Have you seen that picture, that shipping ship carrying shipping ships?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Something like that.
I've seen that. That one flew away. I'm getting a lot of mosquitoes on me. They seem to have transferred from you to me recently. I'm really sad they put me on 2 weeks probation for the joke.
Yeah.
That was a little weird.
If I would have made that joke, would they have put me on probation?
Probably not. I don't know. They seem to be leaning on me heavily.
I would have made the joke, but I wouldn't have explained it.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't explain it, then they probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah. That's possible. They would have thought that it just means dogs drool over nice things. When I explained it that it's a double-minded joke, then they got angry.
Is that to do the dog in the ass or the vagina?
Yeah.
The puppy.
Either would be fine. Either way, you're gonna need lubrication, and spit is easily available when you're a dog. I wonder what having sex with an actual dog would feel like, because the male dog penis is very small.
No, dog penises are big.
Thin, very thin, but they're very long. I'd most like to have sex with a dolphin. That would be a weird experience. Like getting to know one and date it for like 9 months, you know what I mean?
A female?
Yeah, of course. Not getting plowed by a male dolphin in the butt.
The male dolphin's orgasm is so strong it can injure you. It's orgasm.
Nice.
I've never been with one or whatever, but I just read it.
Really, you thought? There's a mosquito that's deliberately trying to bite me. It like won't leave my legs alone. got it between my legs. Now I got away. Squeeze it pretty hard though. Folks around these parts can't remember the last time a time-traveling senator attended his own birth.
What if I went to a dimension where there was an infinite number of anthros? I don't know if he told me that joke or if I thought of it myself.
It's like KG wishing for infinite money. Being surrounded by babes in a mansion. Of course, if you desire for wealth, we will be able to provide you with more than you can spend in a lifetime. Nice! We could also fulfill a desire to destroy the world. But we wouldn't approach somebody like that. The system must be very good not to accidentally approach people that would like to destroy the world. Must be very good. Mosquitoes are really on me. I hope the check goes through.
Yeah.
There's a mosquito on your finger. There's a mosquito on your leg now. Near there. There you go.
When I was young, I wrote a Star Trek spoof story, and one about the holodeck malfunction. Somebody asked for an orange, and the holodeck malfunctioned, and it filled up with citrus, and it crushed Beverly Crusher with citrus.
Nice. I had an idea in my head that I kind of explained wrong to a girl about a episode of Star Trek where they are pulled into this system where they have like 12 different stars and all of them have solar systems, and they have to evade like a more cube that it's like jumping around, and they have to like evade it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get much of it done, but I had like a few ideas for it, and I explained it pretty badly to the girl, and I don't know, felt wrong about the explanation afterwards. probably gonna send the report to Steam from your computer fairly soon.
Yeah. Is my love of anthros different than the love of two humans?
Probably. But there's enough similarities in there that as a Cupid I can do good work, I feel. Could always be wrong. Cupids are known for being exactly right all the time.
I'm trying to love him for him, not because he's anthro specifically. But
Huh?
I'm trying to love him for him, not just because he's anthro.
Yeah. I heard that, but you said like a word after that that sounded like basically or something like that that I didn't hear.
What does Slanesh's field feel like when you...
Purple yearning, basically. A strong sense of yearning for something that is either in the past or impossible to achieve. Purple and a strong sense of perverted lust. That is, as I work with Slanesh for a long period of time, starting to become like understood and integrated lust.
Oh.
I'm sensing her field change slowly, and it's becoming more loving. Changing that, seeing that happen in real time. What does it feel like to you?
I haven't really dared too much to even touch on her.
Okay.
Though I'm comfortable with tuning into a lesser god of perversion or something.
Okay.
Maybe one of theirs.
Have you connected with Khalid more?
No.
Okay. You've probably tuned into the field of the three Norns, the three goddesses. You probably tuned into their field at least occasionally.
Maybe. When I tune into their god of perversion, I get a ritualistic dance, a very methodical dancing around somebody maybe they're humiliating or something. But I'm not sure exactly.
Mask of Slanesh, cursed to dance forever is what I'm getting. That you're tuning into her. She's kind of like Slanesh. Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna go inside. Good recording. Thanks everybody. Bye.
I thought.
Okay, so there's like modifiers for how easy it is to contact your archangel. So if you do like different things, like for Khalid, there's like I think it was Khalid or Amar, the archangel of either faith or love. There was a modifier for having the color of a trusted pet. That was a +3 modifier, and there are 6 possible modifiers. And the +4 for the archangel of faith was the severed head of a disbeliever, and the +5 was a 10 heads, and +6 was getting a religiously empty person to pray. And there were similar like interesting levels of like attunements perhaps to the different archangels. And I like the more peaceful ones. Even the archangel of faith is very strong for me. It feels like it's a very strong energy. And the archangel of love had different things, like, if I recall correctly, doing something like practicing sex for 3 hours or something like that was one of the indicators. It was very interesting. It was very like pleasant to read them and get a better understanding. And I read like how the different types of angels interact with the archangel. Like if you're from the choir of cherubim, how would you interact with your superior, and what different powers you would get, like what it would be like to be like a servitor of like Amar, for example, archangel of love. It was very interesting. The color of a trusted pet. That was a very nice thing. One of those things was an engagement ring worth at least 3 months of your salary. Was one of those indicators. And it's like when a human or an angel tries to contact their superior or an archangel, basically the same thing. They need those indicators to be on their side, or they're not going to be able to connect. And angels serving the archangel of faith are forbidden from giving out clear information that heaven exists, even to the soldiers of heaven or like true believers. You are forbidden to give them like clear physical evidence that heaven exists.
Yeah.
You know, you have to rely on faith because it's the archangel of faith. You have to like get them to have faith in it, and her preference, or his preference, because it seemed to be both genders, seems to be for people to find heaven through faith instead of logic. You know, so
Yeah.
me describing logically why heaven has to exist, for example, is discordant from my choir, which causes me to like go through discomfort and my archangel to attack me. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I feel that, but I'm not strongly aligned with any individual archangel. I just piss them off. You know what I mean? They don't like attack me as a follower. I've been thinking of getting an attunement to one of the specific archangels, but I feel like I'm better off being like a loose cannon in a way.
Oh, yeah.
And I was supposed to get a tattoo of a cherubim when I got the tattoo of the fairy, so there's that. Are you content that we found the Archangel of Love? You asked for it earlier.
Oh, yeah, I thought I found the Cuddles one, but maybe it's the Love one.
Yeah, it's probably their version of Cuddles, you know, the one you found.
Yeah.
But it seems that this Amar character is truly the Archangel of Love. When I connect with her, I definitely get a sense of the Eve Online Amar. I definitely get a sense of that, and the orb that was next to the sun. They're like Titan defending me when I was participating in their Royal Ascension ceremony. They sent a craft to give me a greeting. I definitely feel that.
Is the sun more energetic than an archangel?
I would think so. But it's possible that it's not. I would say that an archangel oversees a large collection of worlds, including suns, so it's probably more powerful, but I don't know. Khalid seems definitely a good energy. Pookie has an incredibly strong connection with Khalid for some reason when I was like scanning the dog. Loki is more Michael, but he's definitely also Eli Novalis. There's even dates on when the Archangel was made as an angel and when they ascended to Archangel, like historical dates. Like Novalis, the Lady of Flowers, came around almost 22,000 years before Christ. And like almost the first thing she did was create the entire Garden of Eden. That was Novalis.
Oh.
And they very strictly point out that the angels did the actual physical creation around God. You know, that God made the original plan and the angels are the artifacts of that plan, that they made the like physical things.
Yeah.
You know, they're very, very strict to explain that, and I kind of believe them. It seems to me more like our Logos is inactive instead of active.
Oh.
It seems like that the Logos would invest things to create for it instead of creating it directly. It seems to respect free will, you know.
Yeah.
I get that sense. It's also like points the picture at angels creating God to set, like justify their powers, you know what I mean? It also gives a picture of that, and that's kind of like, I would say, helpful. I definitely feel like an overflowingly strong connection to being a cherubim of Amar. Like they describe the ability for a cherubim of Amar to find the true love of a person,
Yeah.
and so on, and like attune without harmony to the like other world to find spouses. They were very like descriptive of the ability to go into basically the astral to find the true mate of the person, and it's discordant for those people who they like initially set up to like split apart because love is such a strong emotion, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's so me. You know, I was like, I'm so the Cupid of Amar. That was very nice. I linked them to the thread that I'm doing the flight today.
Okay.
So you may want to read them, and unlike most, you don't need to like listen to every song I do, but get like a grasp of where I'm going with the energy as if it's a violin,
Yeah.
like what note am I playing after each one. And if you like recognize the video, you don't have to click it, but I would search it because this is most likely the most angelic like channeling I will do in a while.
Yeah.
So that'll probably tune you with my angelic side quite well. But I could be wrong.
You could put my title as Anthro Butt Sniffer or Anthro Shaman, whatever you feel better.
Yeah. I'll think
I'm
of something.
kind of equal with both.
I'll think of something funny.
Yeah, something funny.
I'll go like find the archangel of the dog and put you in like the human dog category, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Mercurium of Elohim or something like that. Demon Prince of Rock and Roll. Oh, man, that was a good one. Loud pop. You're bleeding pretty badly from that one cut on your leg. It's not really bad, but it's pretty bad.
Oh, down there?
Yeah. You're shedding blood. You're sacrificing for your god. I got bit by a mosquito in the house. I didn't realize it was a mosquito. I just suddenly felt like pain in my hand and like started to look at it really carefully and noticed it was a mosquito. I got it. I even mentioned in the thread that you found their version of the Angel of Cuddles, and it was very nice.
You mentioned it?
I mentioned it. It was very nice. I thought it was very nice. Especially because you described the energies of that angel being very similar to the archangel, what I have that time thought was the sword, but it's actually faith. There was also conflicting information on if it's a female or a male, or if they helped to discover Islam or are a believer of Islam. There was conflicting information, so you may have to make of it what you will, you know what I mean?
Does this anther have some Khalid in him?
There is, but there's also a strong repulsion.
Oh.
There's also a strong repulsion, but there is distinctly some Khalid in him. But it feels like the Archangel of Faith is actually a very good choice for you. You know?
Yeah,
you
for building my defenses.
Everything you're doing, it will be a very good one. Loki liked that I fed him.
Yeah.
I put those salami pieces in his food again.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just his dog food, and I put a half a dropper of the thing. I didn't put more. Let's see how he goes. I got an immediate sense of Loki saying that the reason why I scratch his collar so much when I put my fingers under it and scratch the area where the collar is holding onto his neck,
Yeah.
you know, is distinctly because I'm doing an attunement for Khalid with the collar of a trusted pet that I'm clearly doing an attunement. That's the immediate sense I got from your dog telling me. No, he wasn't at all offended. He was a little weirded out, but perhaps in a positive way, as long as I keep the collar on him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about doing those flight things? Do you feel it helped? Like help you get your thoughts in paper and in order?
Asking about my intro?
Yeah.
And doing my
yeah.
music videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
doing
really
a flight.
helped. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know how the song applies.
Uh-huh. You'll probably slowly tune to a better understanding of how different things apply. But you feel like it's been beneficial for you to do the flight. Yeah, that's good. Still do a few, and I'll leave the rest for you. On a momentous day that shall be honored for time everlasting, our glorious empire finally heralded a successor. Empress Gemini, what you give unto this empire, I shall give back unto you. I am the harbinger of hope. What you give unto this empire, I shall give back unto you. I do feel like Khalid is very nice, but too warlike for me. Either the goddess or the archangel is being misunderstood, and they're thinking he gave us invocation power for or higher roll on trying to invoke him when you have the skull of your disbelievers, or he's truly too evil for me. But I do understand that his energies feel very strong. He does feel like he's good instead of like evil, so I would be hesitant to attribute the skull heads of your enemies thing to him. But it's possible. Every material has like, you know, negative influence in it and false influence in it. But I would be hesitant to attribute the heads of your enemies thing to him. But it's possible. It's possible. But I do feel the burning energy from her is very Cornian in that it has an influence of like the throne of skulls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The burning sensation, you know what I mean? All the stuff associated with corn. And while I'm talking to Khalid while we're doing this, he's going like, I clearly recognize some of those evil attributes of myself and I will strive to change them for the better, dear human. He said that very distinctly, but not in like a condescending tone that I had. I can't like do his voice. It's like, dear human, I recognize those attributes in myself and I will strive to do better, dear human. Know what I mean? And I'm talking to him and going like, if you were to accept a single point of discord, I think this would go away. And he's like, an archangel with discord? That's almost unheard of. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Weird, isn't it? Almost like you guys need an internal investigation to keep you honest. So that you don't go all apeshit on people. You need the supernatural guys to oversee you. supernatural guys are like, really? A single point of discord for saying that you get into heaven by lobbing off the heads of the disbelievers? Are you serious? You know what I mean? They're very hard on him. Anything on your mind?
Where did you read about him, the heads of the disbelievers?
On the In Nomine Wikipedia as well as the In Nomine main site. I read it in both. They seem to be fairly trustworthy, perhaps. I would be hesitant to call it a mistake, but I do feel a little weirded out by it.
It's interesting, this blood is going from light to dark, and the dark is like anthro blood, and the light is like my blood.
Nice. I do get a sense of when I talk with him right now that he's saying that it wasn't a mistake, that he clearly had that as his thing, but he's strongly thinking of giving it away, getting one point of discord, doing a redemption crusade or something similar, and then changing his like tone. You know what I mean?
It must have stopped. That's weird. Okay. It was only for a few seconds. Yeah, but I took a picture of my blood. There's a stream of blood on my leg, and it's going from light to dark. And the dark is like anthro blood.
You bleeding anthro.
I'll post this in my furry mate thread, that bleeding anthro blood. That'd be something. It could happen.
Yeah.
Little things like that can have the universe is weird.
Khalid. Faith. I'm getting that. There's a mosquito on your foot. You can probably get it. Nah, you threw it away. What is this? Are we being attacked? It's their greeting. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. Love is so important. If love is wrong, I don't want to be right.
That little bee is. Oh, right there he is.
Yeah, he's going back and forth.
Or whatever it is.
Some kind of sugar-eating animal that looks like a bee, but is very small. He's very steadily staying still there, so you can take a look at him.
He's like a camera pointing at the.
Yeah. It's like a
like a
space
drone.
camera. drone. It's a drone. You landed on your shoe. He looks very pleasant.
Yeah. It's interesting because my leg is like this, and the blood moved there somehow horizontally.
Yeah. You probably had it facing down and it started to bleed on its own and trickled down your leg.
Yeah, I may have.
But then again, that's the Archangel of Faith for you. Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
No.
It's a movie about I think it's First World War, could be Second World. I think it's Second World War. Infantry soldier in the U.S. who refuses to carry a weapon and becomes a medical officer, and he saves like a lot of lives by carrying the wounded away from the battlefield. It's a touching movie.
There's two of those things now looking at me.
Yeah, they're probing you. Well, that's what you get for asking Khalid to protect you. Know what I mean? They're making almost no effort to look at me. They are intently looking at you the entire time.
There was one over there.
Okay. Ooh, mosquito on my leg. Got it. Many of the other angels hate Navalis for doing things like teaching bodhisattvas to finger paint, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That was nice, teaching bodhisattvas to finger paint. Man, that thing is intently studying you. It's nice. Maybe it's the anthro card of cuddles that you connected with.
We saw these yesterday, in the past though too.
Yeah, but they never studied you or me with that level of intensity. They're like humming still and looking at you and then humming around. You know, it's very intense.
They do have a sweet disposition though.
Yeah.
These,
they're nice. They don't like land on you and start to itch you. They keep landing on you like leather shoes and stuff. They try to avoid landing on your skin, for example, it seems. They seem to distinctly be avoiding landing on your skin.
I wish it stayed still long enough for me to take a picture of it so I could compare with my bugs.
Yeah.
Now if I get out of this, it'll stop the recording.
Yeah. And it'll take you a long time to get a picture of that thing. Now it's looking at me. Hello there, little one. You are very interesting. The bong tastes like flowers, doesn't it? It smells like flowers, doesn't it? And then back to you. It went through me, but had no real interest in me. Now it's looking at me again. You want the bong? Get on there. Touched it very quickly and flew away again. And now it's studying me very close to my face. You're very close to me. It's being very friendly with us. I wouldn't try to take a picture of it. It'll fly away too fast. A very nice bug.
Yeah.
The police had a very interesting video when I clicked as their first choice. Officer saves 12-day-old baby. The baby didn't cry and started to choke on something, and the officer held him and shook him back and forth gently and so on and got the baby to start screaming and to confirm that it can breathe. It stopped breathing at some point. It was very good. I'm gonna go get another energy drink and fill the bottle. I'm gonna put this on top of this so it doesn't smoke. I'll be right back. You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Loki's on my bed again, but I'll allow it. It's a minor form of like submission, but I'll allow it. You I went all over my hands. There's 2 or 3 more energy drinks in the fridge, and at least one of them is yours.
All right.
I bought 3, and there, I believe, was 4 at the peak.
Sometimes when I smell something like slight in the air, that acts as a catalyst to smell them even stronger. I just need a slight smell to kind of get my ability to tune into it. Like I caught a slight smell, and then because I'm giving them a bath now, and I'm trying to smell their shampoo or soap or whatever they use, and it smells kind of woodsy.
think I need to do the Masters thing today.
You need to contact them though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need to uninstall the game, reinstall the game, try to launch it one more time, copy the error message, do debug, copy the error messages, and send the key, as well as make a video for Steam of the error thing about the gift packages, and send them a report about the error in the game at the same time.
If you use Handbrake, you can compress your videos. That
It's
you
not
make.
gonna be more than like 3 minutes, and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and send them the link. If Steam support sends me back that they can't watch YouTube links, I'll be really disappointed in them. Both responded relatively quickly. I was a little surprised. Decided to pull my pants over my feet so that the mosquitoes don't bite me. How long is the recording?
This is the second one we did
Okay.
here, 22 minutes.
Can you compress these two into a single one? So
Yeah, I
it doesn't
can. I usually combine them all as many as I can into one.
Okay,
If it's
That's
under
good.
2 or 3 hours.
that's good. We did like 8-hour-long videos a few days ago. It was very exhausting, but it's been good work.
What image do you want to use today?
Definitely an angel. You might want to pick a good one. I could send you an image of Novalis and use that.
Yeah.
The hippie lady. The hippie lady of flowers. Maybe Khalid's image. That
All
would
right.
also be interesting. Because we both attuned to it heavily today. I'm gonna go to Supernatural and type in Khalid and see what they produce. If they've ever encountered Khalid.
Do you watch episodes of Supernatural on the laptop?
Not complete episodes, but I watch clips. I very rarely watched an episode. I feel like the clips give me a good conversation with them and I don't need to approach further. It may even detract from the goodness of the conversation. Oof. Someone's almost flying in my ear because it can't get on my foot again. You could even attempt to play a round of in Nominate if you feel like it, though role-playing games with just two people are always a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're always a little weird. They usually require like 4 or 5 participants. More is usually better until it gets to a group of about 15 people.
Is there a way to win the Nominate game?
Yep. Basically, every campaign can be won or lost. You get like a goal at the beginning of the campaign, like for example, help a specific artist, you know.
Oh.
Cause a specific artist to commit suicide on the demon side, you know.
Yeah.
And then the players compete. Some of them are angels, some of them are demons, and they compete with what they end up doing. And then the game master concludes it at some point, and then they pick a new story.
Oh.
That's how it works. Then you sometimes import your character to the new story, and sometimes you don't.
There's another drop here. That's deeper red than my normal blood.
Uh-huh. Do you get the sense the Anthor is bleeding for you?
I don't know if he's bleeding for me, but he's maybe just showing me that, manifesting.
I get the sense that he's bleeding for you in the sense that he's going through a remorse program, but it's still kind of like...
Mosquito bites don't usually bleed like this much.
Uh-huh. I also consider it rare. I've seen it happen like once or twice in your entire time that we've hung around, and now I've seen it happen to you 3 times, and you haven't even scratched them that much. I do get a mild sense that he's bleeding for you, like he's going through some kind of psychological treatment program for the thing he did.
Yeah.
But that it feels like it's, you know, getting to a place of balance. It doesn't feel like it's doing harm to him.
I'm gonna take, well, if I take a picture, it may stop the recording.
It'll stop the recording again.
I can combine them. Let me see. Hopefully I can get out of this and